Welcome back to this next episode of Duty, Honor, and Courage. Today is a very significant day, and it is the 20th anniversary of the first flight of the light combat aircraft developed and produced by India. And who better to have with us on this day than Wing Commander Rajiv Kotial, the person who was involved in the development and carrying out the first flight of the LCA on 4th January 2001. Wing Commander Kotial, we welcome you to this show on this occasion of the 20th anniversary of the LCA.
Thank you, Ashwini.
Let me introduce Wing Commander Kotial to you. Wing Commander Rajiv Kotial Kirti Chakra. He was commissioned into the Indian Air Force on 15 June 1979 in the fighter stream. He flew 38 different types of aircraft in a career spanning 23 years. His qualifications include instructor rating of category A2 and experimental test pilot from the US Air Force Test Pilot School, Edwards AFB in California, USA. In 1995, he was deputed to the Aeronautical Development Agency to work as a test pilot in the LCA program. He flew the first flight of the LCA prototype on 04 Jan 2001 and was conferred the International Ivan C. Kincheloe Award for Outstanding Professional Accomplishment in Flight Testing 2001 by the Society of Experimental Test Pilots, headquartered in California, USA. Prominent winners of this award include the late Neil Armstrong in 1970. Wing Commander Kotial was also conferred the Gallantry Award Kirti Chakra, which is the highest gallantry award in peacetime, equivalent to the Mahavir Chakra during wartime, by the President of India in 2001. After retiring from the Indian Air Force, he joined India's first low-cost carrier, the Air Deccan, as a chief pilot and set up its flight operations. In 2007, he was appointed the Vice President Flight Operations, overseeing operation of 40 aircraft. He acquired qualifications of check pilot on the ATR 42 and examiner on the Airbus A320. He retired from active flying in October 2019 due to health reasons. Wing Commander Kotial, welcome to our episode of Duty, Honor, and Courage. We are very honored to have you here for this episode on the 20th anniversary of the first flight of the LCA.
Thank you, Ashwini.
Wing Commander Kotial, without taking any further time, I would hand over to you to walk us through the entire development and the first flight of the LCA.
When we talk about the LCA program, we should consider what was the state of the Indian aeronautical industry in the 1990s. The last indigenous fighter prototype, called the HF-24 Maruth, first flew way back in 1961. After that, no new designs was undertaken, and we were only carrying out licensed production of proven foreign designs like the MiG and the Jaguars, etc. So you see, the technical expertise, the infrastructure, the database required to produce a state-of-the-art fighter aircraft was virtually non-existent. And now we are going to build a state-of-the-art fighter aircraft while simultaneously setting up an entire system to do so. This was indeed a very challenging task for Team LCA. In such a scenario, the test pilot's role became even more important because he had the macro view of the aeroplane, and he was the only one who could assess pilot vehicle interface, flight safety, and operational requirements. Well, the Government of India gave clearance and the formal go-ahead to the LCA program in May 1993 by according financial sanction to build 2 technology demonstrators. The mandate was that these 2 technology demonstrators will prove 4 crucial technologies. The first one was the fly-by-wire flight control system, basically, which would enable the pilot to carry out carefree maneuvering. The second was composite material in the airframe, which would make the aircraft lighter and hence more maneuverable for a given amount of thrust. Thirdly, a glass cockpit, where we would replace the dial instruments with multifunction displays, which would reduce the pilot's workload. And lastly, microprocessor-based control of general systems like the hydraulic, electrical, fuel, which would make the systems more efficient.
We will now show you a video of the first flight of the LCA with Wing Commander Kotial giving a commentary about how he went through the flight.
Here the LCA TD1 is being brought to the tarmac. I'm doing the final external checks before the first flight. The startup was normal and all the systems behaved perfectly. So I taxied out after that. This is the head-up display.
On the RAM tail, IFF air to ground tail is there. Reset, runway heading is 084 and FCS reset is applied. Confirm trims are neutral. Okay, last check of controls. Okay, going to IRP. Okay, waiting for roll call. Clear to go. Rotating. And climbing up.
The takeoff run was smooth and the LCA lifted off majestically and flew into the blue skies. For this flight, the landing gear was kept down, so you will see that the landing gear all the time is in the extended position.
Okay, 490, turning back. Okay, showing 4.
I climbed to 3 kilometers and carried out some test points which are as brief or as planned. And I found that the handling qualities of the aircraft were very good. It did not feel as if I was flying a prototype, but felt as if I was flying an in-service proven aircraft. All the systems behaved perfectly.
On the standby and 362 happy heart. Heart seems to be okay. What's the altimeter?
This is the chase aircraft, which is for safety and photography.
Okay, 336 on hard. Increasing.
When you turn, roll out on 040.
Roger, 040. Dropping to 300. Okay, going by alpha bracket, 12 alpha now at 316 on the hard. take a entry.
Now I am coming for the all-body critical task of approach and landing.
Affirmative. Lying down.
Again, the handling qualities during the approach. Good.
Lying down.
There you can see the two chase aircraft along with the LCA on final approach. I touched down smoothly. Lowered the nose wheel and deployed the brake parachute. The rest, as they say, is history. Defense Minister George Fernandez was witnessing the first flight, and so was Air Chief Marshal Tibnis. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was also there.
Indeed, a proud moment for the nation. The first flight of the LCA, an aircraft produced totally by the country, and indeed a great accomplishment by Wing Commander Kotial to have flown the first flight of the prototype and demonstrated that we could do it. Let me take you through also the recognition that the nation gave to Wing Commander Kotial. He was awarded the Kirti Chakra, as I had mentioned earlier, is an Indian military decoration awarded for valor, courageous action, or self-sacrifice away from the field of battle. It may be awarded to civilians as well as military personnel, including posthumous awards. It is the peacetime equivalent of the Mahavir Chakra. During the introduction, I also spoke of the award which he got from the Society of Experimental Test Pilots, the Evan C. Kincheloe Award, which he was awarded on 29 September 2001. Indeed, a proud achievement. And here we are with the LCA Demonstrator 1 and 2 in the air. Now is the time when I would take you through with Wing Commander Kotial on a few questions. The first question which comes to our mind, Wing Commander Kotial, is what goes through preparing for the first flight of a prototype or a technology demonstrator?
Well, Ashwini, a large number of tests have to be done before the first flight so that the aircraft and its systems are ready. And here I'll briefly touch upon only the fly-by-wire flight control system because that was the most complex and the most challenging one for us. Now, the fly-by-wire flight control system basically consists of two parts. One is the hardware part, and secondly, the software part. The software part was totally indigenous, while the hardware was procured from abroad. The software part would determine what the handling qualities a pilot would feel when he was flying the LCA. So when the software was ready, it was ported onto a ground-based simulator with a 3-window display system, and the test pilots carried out hundreds of hours of evaluation by carrying out different tasks like approach and landing, go around, etc. Inputs on the handling qualities were given to the designers, and the software was tweaked accordingly. Once we were all happy with this ground test, the next stage was to carry out in-flight testing of the software. Now, this was possible only in America, where there are two specially modified aircraft. One is a T-33 and the other is a F-16. And so the software was ported onto these aircraft, and the test pilots flew a number of handling flights, and we found that there was close correlation between the handling qualities we had observed, what we had seen on the ground, and what we are seeing in the air now. The last stage of the testing of the software was to integrate with the hardware in a test rig in Bangalore and check both functioning together. And you can gauge the importance of this test by the fact that after the test pilots had finished the evaluation in normal and failure modes, the software version had changed 11 times.
Right.
While this software was getting ready, the aircraft was also being built up. And once it was ready, we were ready to do the engine ground runs, which were basically to check the integration of the engine with the airframe and the other onboard systems. The anomalies found were corrected before the next ground run. After the ground runs, we were now ready to taxi the aircraft. So taxi runs were done in a phased manner with increments of 50 kilometers per hour up to a liftoff speed of about 250 kilometers per hour. I did the final high-speed taxi run in which I accelerated to 250 kilometers per hour, raised the nose wheel, lowered it again, found it was satisfactory, and the green signal was given to go ahead with the first flight. So that's as far as what preparation we went through before the first flight.
I can understand the technical part to some extent, but the more complex part is what went on through your mind for you to emotionally prepare yourself for a flight like this, for flying the first prototype. Can you shed some light on that, please?
Well, on 4th January 2001, when I got up in the morning, I had butterflies in my stomach. I was excited and also I was a little apprehensive. And it was not the thought of a failure in the aircraft systems which was playing in my mind, because for that I had been trained well to handle them. But it was the thought of the unexpected, the random event, like a bird hit resulting in engine failure, which was what was bugging me. So with these thoughts in the background, I did my pre-flight briefing. And once I pushed off to the aircraft and got busy in doing my external checks, all thoughts of or all apprehensions was forgotten, and I concentrated solely on the task at hand.
And when you came back after the first flight, how did you feel?
Well, after the first flight, when I came back, I was elated. I was very happy. It had been a tremendous flight. And again, my sincere appreciation to Team LCA for doing a wonderful job that day.
I can understand that. I can understand. Keeping in mind the vast experience that you have as a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force, what is your opinion of the LCA as a fighter aircraft for Indian Air Force or for any Air Force for that matter?
Okay, now over the years, the LCA has developed into a potent fighting machine. It can do multi-role missions like air to ground and air to air. It can drop precision munitions like the laser guided bomb and fire beyond visual range missiles in the air to air mode. It has a glass cockpit which reduces pilot workload and improves his situational awareness. It is small in size and it is also very agile, so spotting it in air-to-air combat would be difficult. It has the latest in military technologies, like it has a multi-mode radar, laser designation pod, helmet mounted sight, instrument landing system, and electronic countermeasures, to just name a few. And till now, I think over 4,500 development flights have been done without any major incidents or accidents, which indicates a very robust design and testing process. So overall, I think it's a good development for the country and it should be wholeheartedly supported.
Yes, I can understand that, and I'm sure the squadrons are looking forward to getting more of these aircraft into service. I am sure with so many test flights, with such a robust program, this will prove to be an asset for us. Before we come to the end of this program, this being the 20th anniversary of the first flight of the LCA, what would you like to give as a message as the first pilot who actually flew the prototype? What is your message not only to the country but to all the pilots who are flying this aircraft?
Well, my message is a simple one, which I would like to repeat again, that this development is a good one for the country and it should be wholeheartedly supported and pushed along. Already one squadron has been formed and I'm sure they are giving valuable operational feedback to the designers. The onus is on the designers now to rectify the shortcomings, while the operator should continue giving his accurate and relevant feedback to the designers. Looking forward, now that we have set up a complete system for design and manufacture of a fighter aircraft, we can actually use it to build the next generation fighter.
Thank you very much, Wing Commander Kotyal, for sparing your valuable time to be part of this program. Once again, though it is 20 years, I congratulate you on the first flight of the prototype. And I wish you a very happy anniversary also on the 20th anniversary of the LCA and your first flight. Thank you very much for joining us for this program.
Thank you very much, Ashwini.